Hey Aries, how's it going? We're here with the timeless reading. Welcome. The first card that we have out is the Death card. I'm also seeing Justice on the bottom of the deck. Okay. Death card shows that right now you are in a time within your life that something big can be changing, something big can be going on. Death card speaks about transitions. It speaks about liminal space within our life. It can be a time of chaos. It can be a time where there's a lot of intensity, where stuff doesn't really feel the same as it did before. I'm also seeing Three of Pentacles. What this means is that this is a period of learning. It's a period of growth, having to sort of cooperate with the changes that are happening. With the Death card, there's an easier way to work with the energy. There's a more difficult way to work with the energy. The Death card doesn't really allow you to... It's kind of like things happening in the way that they're meant to be happening, but you get less of a choice within that because these are just things that have to be happening right now. And so the part of you that may want to swim upstream, you're not going to be able to do it for long. It's going to make things more difficult. So with the Death card, you sort of need to swim along downstream where things are going. And it can be a time where if you are embracing that, a lot of great things can come from it rather than fighting it. So it's kind of like working with that energy within your life rather than working against it or being uncooperative with the energy, because ultimately you want things to stabilize and ultimately that will be what happens. And the Death card is ultimately going to deliver stability at the end of the run for you. However, if you're refusing to go along with the changes that are happening, to surrender the things that need to be surrendered that are no longer in alignment, this is happening for your benefit, and looking at it like that will really help you. Because ultimately what's going to happen is that things are going to come together, and when you get to this point of the Four of Wands, you will look around at your life and feel like, that's how it's supposed to be. But the Death card says you have to surrender all of the things that are not supposed to be, and so you have to release those things. You have to surrender those things, or we're not going to be doing that anymore, or this is meant to be left behind. And the part of us that is attached can struggle through that, or you can put your hands up here and get out of the way and allow things to happen the way that they need to, and know that you will be helped along the way. Being resistant is going to make things harder, and it is not suggested. Not that you can't, but it can be more... You know, when you're fighting and you'll lose anyway, and the feelings that can come with that, you don't have to go through that process. But you're going to have to allow these things to sort of happen in the way that they will. And the promise is that things will then become steady. Things will then become stable. You'll come out on the other side of this and feel like, okay, this is actually looking pretty good here. And I understand why those things had to happen the way that they did, so everything can work now in this way. And it's going to leave you better than it found you. But initially, when the Death card comes through, it can feel disruptive, and there can be an uneasiness about the energy, because the Death card can feel like it's sort of looming, like, give it up or be dragged, and it can feel in a way like you don't really have so much of a choice, and that can feel frustrating. But this is... If you can keep in mind, this is meant to be beneficial for you, this is meant to make things better, this is meant to be helpful for you, it can allow you to see this energy as one that's supportive of you and supportive of the life that you want to live, rather than taking away things that you need or that you're supposed to have. If the Death card is asking for anything or taking something from you, it's because it's no longer in alignment, and those things are meant to fall away. And when we are resistant to letting those things go, Death card comes and says, well, because you were not listening to the signs, not reading the signs, I'm just gonna have to grab that from you then. You know, it's like when a little kid has something that they're not supposed to have and you ask for it and they don't want to give it to you, and you know, like you may have to take it for their benefit so nothing ends up sort of worsening for their position. So it's ultimately for your safety. It's ultimately so you can have a steady foundation below your feet. It's ultimately so that your life can feel harmonious in the way that it's meant to be. So this is definitely like a repossession of the energy that's happening. It doesn't mean that it's easy, but it is meant to make your life better. You know what I'm seeing this like? Like before there's a body of water and before there was stuff going on within it that it wasn't able to like nourish you the way that it needed to, and so death card is basically coming in and it's purifying that. So this can be an energetic healing and cleansing that's happening. It can be a physical, emotional, psychological cleansing, purification that's happening. It does feel like a purification. This is going to leave you in a spot where you feel like you can drink from that body of water. Whereas before you may have not even wanted to like immerse yourself skin to skin within it. Now it's something that you can actually like consume. Like everything being rebalanced. It's like the minerals and the clarity. You can feel a bit stuck as you're going through this. Almost like there's nowhere to really move. I almost get you sort of have to like sit still as this is happening. And you can feel a little bit boxed in because of that. But I'm seeing that like the death card is delivering your 10 of cups, which means that at the end of the day, this is happening and you're going to feel like this brings a sustainability into your life that was not there before. And there are better elements that you can work with. Okay, 8 of Swords, 10 of Cups, 10 of Wands. When I see the combination of 10 of Cups and 10 of Wands, it's like actually a feeling of happiness, or like there's a really good reason for this happening and it really will benefit you. And there can even be times of like great joy that you feel, or that you're going to feel if you don't feel connected with that yet. But 10 of Wands can feel like this is really difficult or this is really taxing simultaneously. Like I'm really happy and this is taking a lot of energy, or this is going to be really good, or I have a lot of hope for this, and at the same time like this is really stressful moving through it. So it can be both of those things that are happening. Having 3 of Pentacles, there can be a collaboration with another person or other people, but mainly this is a collaboration with the energy of Scorpio. Having 8 of Swords and having 3 of Pentacles can be sort of what's going on mentally can be getting in the way of you being present and attentive to what's actually going on, because there can be worries, there can be anxieties, you can be stuck on not knowing how to do this or not knowing what you're doing or what's going to be happening, or just having a hard time with just accepting what's going on currently. It's like not being in the right mind space, showing up to a place where you're going to have to be like talking to everybody and sharing ideas. And it's going to, it feels like it's just making things more difficult, because 3 of Pentacles feels like there's a practical side of this that can really benefit you as you're moving through it. But if you're so caught up on the fact that things are changing and there is an uneasiness about this rather than a trust and like a letting go, it can make it more difficult for you to look around and see how there is support and there are practical things going on that will really help you moving through this to make it not so stressful. It's kind of like, I feel this sense of you maybe cutting yourself off from embracing how this can be the things that will allow this to be a bit easier for you as you're moving through it. You can also just feel stuck in your head at times. You can find yourself overthinking. Yeah, the energy really is being purified. I get the sense of this feeling kind of like new territory that you're in. So what happens is that the death card is like, give me that old body of water, surrender it, because you can't use it anyway, you know? Like it's dead water there. You're not getting anything out of it. It's just there taking up space. So the death card is like, let me just do my thing, and when I'm finished with it, this is going to be so useful, it's going to be so nourishing, it's going to be so beneficial for you, but you're gonna have to like do what I tell you. You're gonna have to do what I say. And so you have to basically surrender to the death card, which is like getting out of the way of the process, allow the process to happen. And this feels like, and there can be a part of you that's still having a hard time like letting go. It's like still watching and seeing what's going on, not really like trusting it, not feeling like you're at ease, which is okay. It just feels like this is being recognized, that there can be a part of you that's like almost doesn't feel okay with it, but this just has to be happening right now. So you have to sort of make yourself okay with it. There can be a part of you that's like, I'm still not really feeling that. Like I haven't acclimated to like this that's happening. I feel like this reading is meant to put you at ease, to tell you, like, you're on track, this is supposed to be happening, you're going to be so much better for this after this situation does what it needs to do, after the death card comes through and does what it needs to do. And I'm seeing that there is going to be, like, a type of purity, a purification that's happening, a type of purity that feels like nothing that was going on before, that is going to strain out everything that needed to be strained. This feels like a really intense process that's happening where something is like really being scrubbed clean, but it's not just it being scrubbed clean. It feels like words like purification are coming through. So you're going to be able to wade into the water after this, and you're going to be able to drink from it, and it will feel like you can use it in every way that you would want to be able to use that. And the water can be like your spiritual energy, your energy in general. It can be where you are cognitively, it can be where you are emotionally. There's definitely an emotional side to this because I'm seeing Queen of Cups, but you'll feel renewed. You'll feel like there will be a sense of connection, and this will be a new chapter of connection, unlike what was at your disposal before. So the death card is basically, you go through this and at the end you get the Ace of Cups, which is going to be a new chapter. And you see how dark and murky this card is, and then how pure this is, where it's like you can drink from it and there's a sense of purity here, like it's an elevated energy. And because it's an Ace of Cups, it is going to be a renewed sense of connection that you feel with yourself, that you feel with your water energy, and you feel back in touch in a way. I'm getting cleansed in a way that you were not before. I wonder if some of you are going somewhere and having like some type of work done, because this feels even like energetic work that's happening, even though that doesn't have to be the only way that the energy manifests, but it feels even like going somewhere and getting some type of cleansing, some type of purification process. But you know too that in order for things to be purified, there can definitely be pain that comes up as that is part of it. It's like the separation from the attachment. You know, even if something was not, you couldn't use it anymore, it wasn't useful to you anymore, there could have been an attachment to something just being there, like taking up space even. What's happening is that basically there's like a refurbishing that's happening, and like the space is going to be so much better then, and then you can also use it. It's not just like dead weight taking up space anymore. It's going to be something that will be then incorporated into your life. So this is going to, it's like you're giving away, you're surrendering something that you can't even make use of right now, and what you get back is something that you can very much make use of. But yeah, this thing that's happening, it can feel, Three of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, it's like that period of learning and figuring things out and being part of this process where there has to be like a group effort that's being made, and it can feel like there's so much work to do. This collaboration, these collaborations are really difficult, it's really hard, but Ten of Cups and Four of Wands shows that this is something that's going to allow a longevity to the feeling. Like it's going to be long-lasting satisfaction that you feel, and something that's going to be stable within your life, and that is why it's all worth it. And it feels like it brings you this sense of connection, not only with yourself, but also with the universe, with the world around you, with anything that you can feel into. It's like getting all new receptacles, or like a new spark plug. It's like that that notion that something was just like not functioning properly before, it wasn't working, and now something is like top of the line. But it can be it feels like this may be a period where there can't be a whole lot of exerting. There has to be more so like, my only job is just to maintain the energy right now as this process is happening, and like respond to, Death card is doing this now I need to anchor the energy over here and keep things as level as possible until this process is over, and then it's like your life kind of feels like it's yours again, and then you go about your business. Right now feels like the universe is very much more hands-on with what's going on, and it's definitely meant to, this can be throwing you off, you know. You can feel like you're a sensitive being to what's going on. Some of you feel like it can be easy at times for you to get stuck, more mentally than anything, and not feel connected to that sense of safety and like things are all right. This is also going to renew that sense of connection that you feel. Like, wow, I'm in touch with everything and I can make use of this. So that's what's going on. Can feel taxing, will be worth it. Stick this out. It does feel like this is a period where there's a lot of learning and taking things in, and you may have to be very open to what's presenting itself to you, open to learning new things and then applying those things. Because this isn't just like I'm hearing but then I'm not processing it and I'm not doing anything with it. This is like having to do that whole process, you know? Being open, allowing what's happening, listening to what's going on, being receptive, applying it. So these are new skills that are being learned, that are being applied so they can benefit me, so they can be useful. So yeah, this is something that you will be so much better for going through this, truly. Like when you get to the other side, you'll be like, I'm so glad that this happened. Like, everything is better because of it. Everything is better for it. Like, you're not going to look at this and be like, all of that for nothing, or I was uncomfortable the whole time and the results aren't worth it. It will not be like that. The results will be well worth it for you. So yeah, if you're going through a time that feels like a transition, a transformation, change, there can be stuff that you're looking at and feeling like, am I just losing all of this stuff? You're going to be, it will be made up for. So just know that if anything is leaving your life right now, or there are connections being broken, or you're being asked to surrender things, it's so you can get something back that is going to be like shiny and new and very relevant and useful to you. And the death card is only taking stuff that is not useful to you anymore. So even though you can have an attachment to, again, something taking up space and just being there, death card is going to return not the same things to you, but like an upgraded version of everything to you. Okay? All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.